and like different things in the museum would come to life, and you'd see like the meteors flying out of the
That's
screen
cool.
and stuff. And then the game was pretty much the same thing. It was from a couple decades ago, and it was just you wander around a museum and you can see like they have a huge Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton, and you can walk around it, and it's all 3D and stuff because of the glasses.
That's awesome. All right, let's get started here. Just want to make sure all this stuff.
So did you put that massive list of things into the description?
Oh, the names of the game?
No, that massive list of things that we're going to try to get done on this episode.
No, I didn't. What did I put on the description? I put control and work on some basic combat. So that's pretty open-ended. So there's a lot we want to do on this Snowman project, and there's not a whole lot of time before Christmas, so...
We're turning it into an MMO.
No, we're not. That's a lie. Alright, here we go.
Snowman.
A Snowmamo? Smomorpiger? Snowmorpiger? Whatever. That's not what I wanted. Hello, and welcome to another exciting Cooking with Unity. I'm your host, Max Moreau, and with me is Jeffrey Hawthorne.
Hello, everyone.
And Phil is out for Christmas and stuff. We're just doing this because we got nothing better to do. So what are we doing? Going to switch to also
main screen.
Yeah, main screen. Thank you.
I remember because of the game.
Yes, that one game with the meme.
Main screen, turn on.
Yes. All right. So,
you gentlemen.
So we had last episode. We basically modeled a snowman, and by modeled I mean we made a snowman using Unity 3D primitives. So he's a really expensive snowman, clocking in at 5,000 triangles.
Primitives that aren't really all that
optimized. Yeah, these are pretty advanced primitives. So yeah, this is not the way you'd want to go if you were making your own snowman, but we are not a modeling company, so we're just doing stuff the fun way right now. But it shouldn't matter for PCs; they don't really care anymore, and at least we've got some batching. It looks like not a whole lot. I would expect a little bit more than 2, but oh well. So what we got going on here? So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make it so that we can move our snowman around, do a kind of a third-person shooter type thing. And I ultimately what I'd like to do with this is the high concept design now is you use your own snow to throw snowballs at enemies. There's enemy snowman, and the way it works is if you get hit by a snow in your snow, you gain ammo, and when you throw snowballs, you lose ammo. And the goal is to knock off the hats of the snowmen so that they die. And we'll probably have them explode in some spectacular fashion when that actually happens, but we'll get to that once we actually get to the point where we have some stuff to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to import the character controller package. I just realized, are we still downloading, or did that download complete? I think that download completed. I didn't actually get it installed, but it did complete. Good. At least we're not fighting with that. So I'm importing this. This is just the built-in character controller stuff, and we're going to see if we can rig up the third-person controller to actually work with our snowman so that we can make a third-person snow shooter thing. So let's create a plane so that we have something to stand on. Let's go ahead and give it the snow material here, and let's make it. Actually, let's duplicate this material and we'll call this snow ground. The reason being is we're going to want to change the number of tiles versus the character snow. So first let's make this plane bigger. We're going to make it 10 by 10. Oops, that's the wrong 10. And let's make the tiling a lot more aggressive. So we'll go to snow ground. We'll make it, 20? We'll just do something along these lines. There, that kind of looks like snow. We got the nice specular lighting effect there. And, yeah, at least allow us to tell that we're moving. So let's move our snowman up. I want to change his bottom here is currently the... Oh, maybe that's a good place. Because we want him to be a little bit into the snow, but probably not all the way halfway into his stomach on the snow. Yeah, that's way too far. So we want him to be somewhere around here. So I'm just going to change it so all of these parts are a little bit higher up. Something like that. So now if we place the snowman on the ground, there, that looks pretty good. So this is just so that we have a anchor point for where the character will be when he's on the ground. We may have to make some adjustments to this while we're playing around here too, so bear with us. So I haven't really played around with the standard third-person character controller too much, so this is going to be kind of a first for me, so we'll see how this actually works. If I place this guy in here, weird-looking dude, and let's see what we've got here. So I don't even know if this guy has camera stuff for him. I think he just... Oh, yeah, he's got some camera stuff. I think he took over our camera. Let's see, if I turn off our camera, does it still work? Yeah, he did take over our camera. That's cool. So he just has some sort of main camera reference in his scripting, I would guess. Yep, there it is, third-person camera. So you can specify a camera transform, and it probably just defaults to find main camera if you don't have that. So if we hit play, we've got third-person control. He's got some animation thing.
We could take the camera off the main layer and see if it'll search for any camera.
Yeah, I doubt it will. Here, let's find out. If we go to main camera and we say that this is not a main camera, what happens? Play. Null reference exception.
So look specifically for the main camera.
Yep, that's pretty standard practice. So, let's make this guy into a snowman. We're just going to take our. So I'm going to copy component. I'm going to paste. Actually, sorry. I'm going to go to the snowman. Paste component values. So now, oh well, that's annoying. So the third-person controller for some reason does not have he's connected at the center there. That's interesting. Wonder if we're gonna have to do that for the snowman as well. Let's find out. I'm just going to place the snowman so that he's in the position we want him to be for. So let's just put the snowman in the third-person controller, and let's move him down so that his feet line up with where this goes, somewhere around there. And then let's get rid of this guy, and let's see if this works. Well, it's kind of acting weird. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Might have something to do with the fact that our snowman probably has colliders on him, and he shouldn't. So let's go ahead and get rid of these colliders. Probably have them on every single thing, so I'm just going to expand everything. So he doesn't have them there, but I think he has them on everything else. Nope. Oh, some of them have different types of colliders. Alright, so I'm just going to try and collect as many as I can at once. Just remove these colliders. Remove component. Remove component. Remove component. Hat and hat brim probably are both the same, yep. Pipe end, remove component. Pipe stem, remove component. And snowman torso, remove component. So let's see if this makes the movement a little bit less crazy. Yay, it looks like it's working now. So the snowman is not going into the ground enough for my personal taste right now. Why can't I? Okay, whatever. I'm going to turn off maximize on play so that we can look at things. And hit play. Scene. Alright, so is he in the snow? He is in the snow, but he's a little bit up. I'm just going to move him down a little bit. Sure. Although I was doing that while he was playing, so that's not going to work.
Negative 1.04.
1.04. Alright, cool. Yeah, that looks good. So we have a snowman. He can move. I'm going to make his particles world space so they actually trail behind him a little bit as he moves. Right now they're just kind of stuck to his hat and stuck to his pipe. So let's go ahead and play with that and see how that looks. I'm also going to get rid of this construction worker here. I don't think we need that anymore. So, pipe, smoke, and magic. Let's just grab both of these. Oh, we can't multi-edit them. Okay, just smoke. We're going to set this to simulation space world. And on magic, we're going to set it to simulation space world. And so now what will happen is our particles will actually kind of trail behind us. Although it may mean that we have to tweak our particles a little bit to not kind of ruin the effect quite so much. Because you can see our little puffs of smoke are not particularly good here. Now let me zoom in real quick. Or not. That used to work. The ability to, like, do a pinch in, pinch out. I guess space? No, space doesn't do it.
In right. The game window?
Yeah, in the game window. I could do that before, and I can't do that today for some reason. Oh well. So you can see that, like, the smoke trail, it doesn't look very authentic anymore, and then the other things kind of look all that good either. So let's increase the emission rate of both of these things. So we're going to set the rate to for the magic. Let's set it to 30, and let's also make it so that the start lifetime is much lower. So let's make it 0.5. So if we hit play now, you can see that we now don't leave as long a magic trail
on the hat
particles. So now let's fix the smoke particles. So the smoke particles, I kind of want it to still have a long trail. We're just going to make it so that it's much more smoke is coming out. And that looks a little odd. Maybe if we make it go up faster, it'll be less of a problem. So these are currently going
Can you
what
put
speed?
Physics on. Oh, there's no colliders on the face anymore, though.
No, but we could add a collider and maybe make that work.
And have the smoke kind of go around the face instead.
That's too much smoke. Smoking like a chimney. Yeah, it looks just a little odd. Maybe we'll just make the smoke particles not live very long. And see if that makes it a little bit less annoying. So if I look in the scene, there, that'll work. I like that, actually.
It's like a reactor or something.
Yeah. All right, I like it. So let's go ahead and save what we got here. Let's make a prefab out of this guy. So we're gonna call this Snowman player. And I'm gonna put that in here. Create folder prefabs, and we'll put our Snowman player in there. So what are we doing?
Let's throw snowballs.
All right, so let's make a snowball throwing method. So first of all, we're going to need hands, aren't we, to throw snowballs, right? Should we make some sort of stick arm for this guy? Some sort of horrible, like, thing out of, like, capsules and just, here, let's look at that. Let's just try it for once, real quick. We're just going to create a capsule arm thing. So let's make this a lot smaller. 0.1, 0.1, 0.1. Just start with that. And let's put it over where his arm would be sticking out. Nope. Third time's the charm. So, so we got something that looks like that. We'll make this a bit longer. This is going to look terrible. And duplicate the capsule. Alright, so let's go with 1.5 and 1.5. I'm doing a lot of stuff that probably is going to work really badly for us, unless we had IK, and we're not going to have IK. So
we could just make a very small animation of it moving
Yeah.
forward, make it very fast.
yeah, I'm just
so
going to have
you
it
just-
rotate, just like we're going to manually put a bend in his elbow here, just kind of rotate it, not that one. Yeah. There we go. Something like this. And then we'll give him like 3 fingers out of smaller capsules.
Let's make it a very fast animation so you can throw snowballs very quickly.
Alright, sounds good.
And then the animation doesn't have to look that great either. Because it's just going to be a fraction of a second.
So I'm just going to duplicate this, rotate it, kind of go like that. Maybe do some more rotating. This one a little bit bigger. And one more duplicate and more rotating, and throw it over here. So now he has a big scary arm thing that we can then do something along the lines of, let's create a empty game object. Let's put it right where his shoulder is. It's going to be kind of hard to tell. Here, actually, I'm going to copy the component for this one. Paste component values here. And then just slide this into the arm there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to call this arm. We're going to call it throwing arm. And we're going to put all these capsules inside of it. Then we're going to put throwing arm inside of Snowman player. And actually, we should probably put it under Snowman. And then if we rotate this along the y-axis, whoops, not that one, along the x-axis, we can kind of get this like throw animation that looks terrible, but it'll work. Let's see. We also probably should make these wood so that it kind of looks like snowman arms, but I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'm going to move all these just a little bit there. All right. So he's saying hi, hey. So this is this horrible throwing arm, and let's see if we can. Let's make a horrible animation to go along with this throwing arm.
Let's put a snowball in the hand.
Okay.
And at the end of the animation, we'll turn, or halfway through, we'll turn the snowball off, and then at the end of the animation, we'll turn it back on.
Okay. So let's create a sphere. Let's put in a throwing arm. Let's put it at 0, 0, 0 for right now. Make it about the size that we think a snowball is going to be, which is going to be, I don't know, let's just try 1, 1, 1 right now because it's got some scaling to it already. And we will put this, well, that's the one problem with making this underneath the throwing arm is because it inherited some stupid scaling from here, which shouldn't have had any scaling whatsoever.
Take the capsules and everything out.
Yeah, alright, so here we go. We're going to perform a little surgery. We're going to move all these guys out. And then we're going to take the throwing arm, say that it is scaled to 1, 1, and 1. And then we're going to grab all these and throw them back in. The reason this works is because Unity automatically tries to help you, and that's actually why it broke in the first place too, but at least we can fix it easily. So now, if we go to our sphere and choose 1, 1, 1, we'll have a little snowball. So,
We'll want the snow... a snow texture on it.
yes,
Material,
so
snow material.
I'm going to go with the just snow material. That should probably be fine on this. Yeah, it works good enough. And let's make it a little bit bigger. By a little bit, I mean double. Maybe I should give this guy kind of like some finger joints.
Let's see if it still works with the character controller, because we have some gliders now, and before it wasn't working with gliders.
Yep, we got some nice little problems there. So if we go to our character controller stuff, and we look at... I guess we'll just do it with layer stuff here. So we're just going to create a player layer, and we're going to put the Snowman player in the player layer, and go ahead and change all the children as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to project settings, physics, and make sure that the player layer does not hit itself. So player and player, we turn that off. So now we should be able to move around without any of those problems, even though we have some colliders. We were going to have to do this anyway once we added actual collisions so that we can take damage and
our hat can fall
off and stuff like that. But so now we'll be prepared for that, but it's not really set up for that just yet. So let's create a really basic throw animation. What we're going to do is I'm going to actually cock this off, whoops, somewhere like, let's just have them ready to launch at any given point. Let's see how this looks in the game again. That looks good. And then we're going to create an animation for this. We're going to create a, we're going to use the animator. Oh, we already have one. Animation here. Oh, this is interesting. This is probably from stuff that we had on the Snowman player before. Let's get rid of this. Remove component so that we don't run into problems using that. And now if we, so what are we going to do? I'm going to first apply this to our thing. We're going to hit save project. And
let's make sure that doesn't break the third-person controller.
Yeah. So should we do the animation at the Snowman level or at the arm level? I'm going to do it at the arm level. That way if we needed to change something later, it'll be a little bit easier for us. What was that you just said? Sorry.
Make sure the animation, removing the animation doesn't break anything in the third-person controller. Okay, there's no errors.
Looks like it automatically turns off animations if it doesn't find them, so so that's nice of them. So what are we doing now? Throwing arm, animation, record, new animation. We're going to call this Throw snow. Ball. Throw snow sphere. And you said we want this to be really fast so that we can cycle it a few times, right?
So that you can basically click, and as fast as you can click, you'll throw.
All right. Well, we can still do that even with a longer animation. We can just have it automatically blend them. Yeah. So, but let's make it short. Let's make it a quarter second. Does that sound good? Or
that was about how fast I was thinking.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, I think.
So let's do 15 frames, and we're just going to rotate this thing this way. So something along those lines.
And we'll turn off.
And then, at the point where it's here, this is where we'll actually launch the ball. Yeah, this is probably the best one we can do right there. So we will go ahead and set our sphere to not be, so we do not sphere collider, we do the mesh renderer and turn it off. And we probably aren't going to use the sphere collider, so I'm going to just remove that component after I don't know what recording will do if we remove a component. I don't think it'll do anything, but just in case. So now when we throw, it should do whoosh, and at this point is when we will release our ball.
Yeah.
So since that's the case, we could probably do an animation event actually to drive when the ball's being thrown, which might be the most appropriate way with this setup. That doesn't matter. Whatever. So So if we hit play right now, he probably will do an animation. Yeah, there we go. That's our snowman throwing ball animation.
If you put a basketball,
yeah, he could dribble.
Like
yeah. So what this created is it created the throw snowball and it created a throwing arm animation controller. So we're going to go ahead and look at the throwing arm animation controller. And right now, if we go to throw snowball, this says loop time, so we're going to turn that off and hit. Well, I guess we don't have to hit apply. And then if we hit play, it should just animate once and then just stay there. So I'm going to add one more frame to the end of here, where we put everything back to its original settings. So now if we hit play, well, that wasn't a good example. Well, we don't want this thing to animate at the start anyway, so let's just make it so that it doesn't animate at the start. We're going to create a empty state.
Did it get that animation change? Because I think wasn't the cord still running when...
It was, but it should be okay. Like, what was the problem? What were you worried about it not picking up?
Well, I just haven't done a lot of animation stuff. I wasn't sure if hitting play for the game would automatically save the animation changes.
I think it does. So, throwing arm. So we're going to call this. Just going to call this ready to throw. And so we will create a transition here to throw snowball. We will do that based on I'm going to try the triggers. We're going to try triggers out again. And we're going to do throw snowball. And so if this thing has throw snowball, we do a transition. And then we make a transition back to ready to throw, and this one will just be exit time. And we'll do the exit time as 1.0 for right now. So we'll actually wait for the animation to complete before throwing another, which may mean that we can't throw as fast as we want just yet. We can always tweak this stuff later, though. That's cool that they now have a transition duration. Before that, you couldn't actually see this in text unless you were in debug mode. So that's kind of nice that that's actually just in text there now. Destination state does not have motion. What do you mean it doesn't have motion? Oh, yeah, because it doesn't. It has no motion. Good. I'm just going to set the transition duration to 1 here as well. I don't know what the transition duration here really does. I'm just going to set it to 0. We'll find out what happens. So now we want something that will actually allow us to do the throw animation. So let's work on that real quick. So I'm going to create a new script. I'm going to call this throw snowball. And what we're going to do is we're going to need a public animator throwing arm, and we're going to do a we'll have some values, so like public float force, public float public force mode. Let's make the force default to 10.0 F. And what else are we going to do? We can use the throwing arm both as an animator and as to get the transform for where we spawn it from. So let's just try that. So in update, oh yeah, we're going to need some buttons. Yeah, maybe force mode equals force mode dot. Let's do velocity change. So this will basically throw 10 meter per second projectiles. And in update, what we're going to do is if input.get button, and I forgot to make a variable for this, get button down, we're going to call it fire1. Actually, no, let's not do that. Let's call it throw button. And let's create that real quick. So public string throw button equals fire1 by default. So if we get the button down, throw button, what we will do is we'll do throwing arm dot set set trigger, and we'll call this, we'll do public string throw animation trigger name equals throw snowball. We'll just default it throw snowball. But this will allow you to change things if you needed to later, easily. So throw animation trigger name. So we set that, so that causes our animation to happen. And that's all I'm going to do for right now. We're just going to do this because I just realized that we said we might be doing the throwing based on the animation trigger. So this stuff we may actually have to move to a different script, but let's just see if this works first. So if we hit play now, and we hit control.
That script isn't on anything.
You're right, it's not. We're going to put this on our Snowman player.
And put it in the scripts folder.
And we're going to put it in the scripts folder. And we're going to go put our throwing arm in here. And let's give it a shot. Yay.
Hit it really quickly.
Alright, so let's make it so that we can hit it quickly. Oh, did it keep going for a while afterwards? No, it didn't. Alright, so let's make it so we can hit it a lot quicker. Bleh. So let's make this transition, so this already transitions really fast, but let's make this transition back just immediate. We're just going to go 0.1 and transition duration 0.1. And so if we hit play now and hit it repeatedly, okay, that's not so good. So the problem here is we're not getting the full animation now. Or are we getting the full animation? No, that doesn't seem right. So let's see what happens if it tweaks the value. So if we do 1... Okay, now it's doing the thing that I don't really want it to do. Alright, so let's make the exit time 0.5, and let's make the transition duration. So if we do low on the transition duration, what do we get? That kind of looks good.
Yeah, that's good.
If I do 1.0, what does it actually do? Does it do... Okay, it does the full animation. What happens if I set it to like 0, but then we make the transition duration 1? What does that look like? No, that's no good. What's transition offset do? Let's not set that to negative. That seems bad. All right, let's go back to what we had that was kind of working. So let's use transition durations 0 and 0.5. So I like it. So now let's make it so that this thing can actually throw a snowball. I think I'm going to change this so that we are actually... I'm going to not put this on the player. I'm going to put this on the arm itself.
It's a little after 9. Let's check the comments.
Okay, sounds good. Hopefully we're broadcasting. Okay. Ooh, I hear stuff. Hi, Jeff. MMO, FPS, RPG, MOBA, MMO, Bart's PG. I don't know what a Bart's PG is, but I like it. World of Snowcraft. You should make a snow trail behind him as he walks. What's the delay on the YouTube chat? Like about 2 to 3 minutes. You're back. Yay, yeah, sorry I've missed so many episodes lately. Yeah, they are sticks, but we haven't texture mapped them. So, such a fan of animation events. Use a snowflake as the gib particles. Oh yeah, that would be great. Yes. Yes, but that defeats the purpose. It's supposed to reset itself magically. Every time I look at the show, that particle effect seems like buffering video. Which particle effect? Oh, the hat one, I guess. Does that look like buffering for some reason? I can see that. Why can't I throw anymore? Oh yeah, because I got rid of the script. I want to put it on the throwing arm itself. So I'm going to actually change it so that it automatically grabs the animator from what it's placed on. So we're going to make this private, and then we will just do in start void start throwing arm equals get component animator. So let's make sure this still works. Looking good.
If throwing arm equals null, destroy this.
We don't need to do that. We could, but we don't. Just that's really, you should throw an error. You shouldn't destroy. We could do a debug error or something. But let's do that. Let's just do that for fun. If throwing
throw
arm
errors if there's no animator and it's trying to access the animator.
This is true. So it's redundant, is what you're saying.
Well, if all you're going to throw is an error instead of...
All right, you've talked me out of it. Getting rid of the script would silence an error that you might otherwise want as an error. So
you should throw an error and then get rid
of the script.
Or add an animator that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, let's just not worry about it too much right now. So we got this, and we're going to use animation events. And since we already have the script on the object itself now, what I'm going to do is we're going to just create the function that we're going to call from our animation event here. We're going to call void throw snowball. We can't call it that because the script is called that. Let's call it actually throw snowboard. Throw event is what I'm going to call it. And all we're going to do on here is we're going to instantiate our snowball, which we don't have as a variable yet. No, just snowball. We'll call it that up here. Public game object snowball equals, oh, we can't set it to equal anything. I'm going to call it snowball prefab. So instantiate snowball prefab. Transform.position, which actually is not right. We actually want to use public transform throw position. So throw position.position. And we'll do, how is our sphere oriented in here anyway? Oh, excellent. It's oriented the way... Oh, wait, maybe not. So, yeah, we'll just use that transform. So, we'll use throw position dot transform dot rotation. Wait, no. Dot rotation. It already is a transform. So, we instantiate this thing, and we're going to do it as rigid body, which means I'm going to have to change this up here to a rigid body. So rigid body instance equals instantiate all that as rigid body, and then instance dot add force. We will do force. Oh wait, we're going to do instance dot transform dot forward times force. No, just times force. No. Force escape. I don't want your autocomplete. It sucks. Times force, and then we're going to give it the force mode of force mode, not the capitalized one. Save. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, in the animation, put this throw event on here. So we're going to add an animation event. We're going to put it at the point where we dislodge our snowball, or one frame after, or something along those lines. And we're going to call throw event. So now we need to create a snowball. So I'm going to use this as our snowball. I'm going to call it snowball. Now we're going to create a prefab. Though I'm going to break the prefab on here, because this is technically not going to be our snowball. Break prefab instance. And I want to rotate this thing so this in the appropriate rotation when we throw the ball. So if we go to here, wait, where does it? So it's here that. Why does it seem like our animation is wrong? Oh, we renamed the sphere. Is that actually what broke this? That's dumb if that's the case. But I think that's what happened. So let's remove this property. Go back to where this thing's at nearly vertical. So this is 2 frames in. We're going to put this onto frame 2. And we're going to now look at our snowball. Looks like it's pointed in a relatively proper direction for throwing. Yeah, that'll work. So we're going to use snowball here for the throw position. We're going to go to our snowball prefab. We're going to add physics, rigid body, and may as well add back our sphere collider for it. And let's actually see if it's the right size if we put it in the scene. It probably isn't. No, in the scene, not in... No, okay, that's fine. We're good. So this has rigid body, it has our sphere collider, we've got this thing here, we're going to put our snowball into the thing here, we're going to put this snowball here, and then finally we're going to... Wait, I didn't want to animate this at all. That's fascinating. And we want to make this snowball disappear here. And then we also need it to come back. Actually, it already comes back at the beginning. Cool. So in theory, this should work. If we turn off recording and hit play and throw a snowball.
You hit the ball in front of it,
Yep.
I think.
Yep, that's the reason it's sometimes going in the higher thing. But that looks like it's working. Yay. So let's make it so snowballs don't hit snowballs. We're going to make the snowball into... Well, so wait, it's already on the player layer. I'm surprised they were able to hit themselves then. Because I think we have player not colliding with player. Weird. Why are we getting those launches occasionally then?
And the throwing arm is also on the player layer.
Yeah, everything should be. I'm not saying it's appropriate for the snowball to be on the player layer in the first place, but it's just weird to me that we're getting... So it doesn't look like it's because it's colliding with other balls, because occasionally it goes up like that.
Maybe it has to do with the... How is the force being applied to it?
It's
So it's...
Transformed
by forward. So it's the forward of the instance.
Yeah. Which should be based on the throw position out rotation. I have a feeling that maybe it's sometimes delaying a frame, maybe?
Maybe the instantiation ends up being on different frames or something.
Yeah, I don't see why that
So
would be the
rotation
case.
is different.
It is cool that it does look like a guy throwing snowballs. Other than them going in a perfect line in front of you.
Should probably add a small cone of offset.
Yeah, yeah.
Or have it throw toward the mouse or something.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. Well, we're gonna need more power anyway, so let's do that first. Let's just make the force like 30. So it looks like there's 3 angles that it sometimes throws at. I swear I saw a middle one. Maybe I was just hallucinating. No,
I know there's at least 2.
Yeah,
those are obvious.
All right. Let's make a permanent throw location and see if this solves our problem. So what we're going to do is, instead of using Snowball as the throw location, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where it is at this point. I'm going to copy this.
Static object that doesn't actually...
Copy this component. We're going to create
static,
a new create an empty object. We're going to put it underneath. Oh wait, I guess paste component value is probably not going to do what I want it to do. No, it does not. So let's pull this snowball out first, then create an empty game object, and hopefully when I put the snowball back it won't break our animation again. So let's copy component, paste component values, although this isn't the position I want it to be in either. Alright, so whereabouts is it? Somewhere like here?
Just put the snowball back in where it was.
Okay.
And create an empty game object at the same level as the throwing arm.
Okay. So where did I put that other thing? Game object, there it is. So at the same level as the throwing arm, so it's just at the same level.
And go to the point in the animation where it throws the snowball.
Alright.
And then... Oh, when you leave that object,
Yeah.
if you have 2 inspectors open, then can you keep the animation?
I don't know. I really don't. This has to be, for this to work, this has to be at the same, under the, I'm just going to put it, where did it go? Game object. I'm just going to put this under his throwing arm. I'm going to copy the snowball position. This is how I should have done it. Copy component, paste component values. And then we're going to put it 1 level above. There we go. Throw position. Alright, and then we're going to go to our throwing arm. We're going to give it throw position of throw position. And we don't want to animate that. Okay, we don't want any of this either. This came from when I was evidently in record mode. And let's look at this again, see if this is actually set. No, it's not. Throw position there. So if we hit play. Yay, fixed. So yeah, for whatever reason, we were getting different locations when the ball was actually being launched. So now we've set it as a static location. It's not based on an animated object's position. And so now we get nice little snowballs throwing. Cool. So right now we don't have the ability to aim. We have our camera being controlled by, let's see how hard it's going to be to add camera aiming stuff. So first I want to apply this to our Snowman player. Let's get this back into our prefab here. And let's save before we forget what we've done and end up crashing and losing all of our work. So right now the camera is being controlled by third-person camera here. And I have a feeling that we're going to have a little bit of trouble with that. Great, this is all JavaScript. I love JavaScript. Yeah, we're going to have to probably write our own little system or make the camera a little bit different the way that it works. Right now, okay, so all it does is lazy rotate, right? It's nice that it does lazy rotate, but that's really all it's doing. So we have a mouse look thing. Does this work on any type of object? Yeah, it looks like it does. Let's give a shot to this. So I'm going to go to the main camera. We're going to put it underneath an empty game object. Doesn't really matter where this object is. Well, oh wait, no, that's not going to work. We're going to have to put this object underneath the main camera. That's not going to solve my problem either. I'm just trying to figure out how we can make the camera mouse look as well as be driven by because the camera's position is changing and also its rotation is probably changing based on the Snowman player script, third-person camera. That's nice and cool. But you can see that it's definitely driving the rotation. Which means that we may have to not use this script. So let's just temporarily... I'm going to grab where the camera is right now. We're going to paste component values. Did I already move the... Hold on. Okay, so let's just give this a shot. So let's put this underneath the Snowman player, and let's get rid of the third-person camera for right now. So now we got this kind of ugly, rotatey thing, but at least we can kind of free up some stuff, and now we can just put mouse control, some mouse look on the main camera. Let's set the settings appropriately. We'll make it so that... yeah, let's just see how it does with the default settings first. Yeah, that's... Oh, interesting. Because our third-person controller is camera-based. Yeah, okay. So this is not going to be a good solution to this. At least not left and right. We could just make this so it's just Y. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so now, instead of using the rotation of... Let's go to our throwing arm here. We're going to keep the throw position, but let's make it so that...
we should set a min and max Y also. They already had fields for it, so we don't have to add that.
Min and max for what?
For how high or low you can look on the Y-axis.
Oh yeah. We can make those adjustments 30 degrees or something so that we have still too high. Let's make it maximum Y of 15.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that'll work. So I'm going to actually create a empty game object. I'm going to put it in here. The reason I'm doing this is because our camera is probably going to be looking lower than we want our balls to actually go. So we're going to create another thing that's kind of tilted up already. So let's just put it at negative 45 degrees for right now. And we're going to call this throw angle. So let's go to throw snowball. We're going to create a public transform throw angle throw angle dot rotation. Save. So now if we save this and go to throw angle here, hit play, we should... Okay, that 45 degrees was a little too much. So let's go, I don't know, 330. Let's try that. Cool. So now you can kind of change the throwing angle by moving the mouse up and down. Sweet. Whoa. Whoa. Wonder what that's all about. I don't like that.
I think the angle might still be too high. Because it looks kind of like you have to look downward to throw it straight.
So yeah, I think this thing is really intended for the camera to be not parented to the object. Yeah. Well, let's stick with this for right now, and then we'll try and fix those problems on a later time. Let's see what you have in the comments. Okay, slam. I'm back. We finally got named our theme for Vog Jam, which is a buggy game. Ubisoft for the inspiration. That's kind of brutal, don't you guys think? I mean, like, are you referencing Unity or something? Like, not Unity, but like Assassin's Creed Unity. That's awesome. When is the game jam happening? When is that Vog Jam? Vog Jam. We were interviewed by Loki and his cohorts at
Orange
Lounge Radio, and they are doing a game jam soon, which is awesome. So I'm super excited about that. So while that answer's coming up here, I'm just going to go ahead and save the scene, save the project. Let's check in what we've got so that people can play with it. I guess it's still called Mystery Game for right now. Look at all those changes. Most of that's probably stuff that we added from from the built-in standard assets, but that's okay. So, snowball throwing logic, some broken stuff due to not using the camera third person camera script. Anyway. Wait, it's already started? What? Sweet. Okay, cool. It started. Can you throw a link in? Oh, you probably can't throw a link in there. Here, let's just do Orange Lounge Radio. Maybe. Oh, I'm still transferring files. That's probably why I was doing that. Okay, Orange Lounge Radio, news. Actually, this probably might be on the VOG page, but I think I can get there from here. VOG network. Alright. VOG Jam. Let's just see if I can find it through Google. That didn't go so great. Stevie Ray VOG Jam Little Wing. Don't know what that is. The Video Game Jam at VOG Network. All right, well, I will give a link on, like, oh, there you go. VogNetwork.com forums has info. So, yeah. So, go to VogNetwork.com. Thanks, Google. Maybe it'll let me actually... Oh, no, I can't even do links. Sweet. All right, so yeah. I'll put a link in the description or something. VogNetwork.com. And check the forums for info on how to join their first game jam. I'm excited to see what people end up making. So that's awesome that that started, and we will... anyway, let's wrap this up. Let's just call this a show, because I'm just meandering at this point. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. And if you have any questions, please email me, pushypixels@pushypixels.com. You can also tweet me at Drakfire. That's DRAKFYRE. Please donate to the show. Patreon.com/cookingwithunity. We really could use your support. Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll probably do some more. I may do an extra episode this week to try and get more done on this snow project, because I kind of want a holiday project out of this kind of before Christmas if possible. But we'll see what actually happens, because this is the holidays, they go crazy. So thank you very much for joining us. You guys have a great one. I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully sometime this week. Might be doing more Breakfast with Unity these next few days too. Sorry that the schedule has been so bumpy lately. Anyway, you guys have a great one, and I'll see you when I see you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Whatever other things you celebrate. If you have a winter holiday celebration, celebrate it.
There's only 2 days to work on the project, Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah. That's the reason I'm so wishy-washy on the scheduling. So, anyway, good luck. But why did I say good luck? See you guys later.
The good luck was for the...
VOG Jam, yeah. Good luck on the VOG Jam. For both the people hosting the VOG Jam and people who are interested in the VOG Jam, good luck.
We have to look that up and come up with something for it.
Yes. A buggy game, I can probably do that, although I'm tempted to make it a, Dune buggy game. So... Though I like that for a first jam, just because it allows people a little bit more leeway for things, so... Anyway, I'm gonna put this
many
back
bugs
on
as
main
possible.
screen.
Make it a dune buggy game where you don't have a windshield or anything, so you have to wear a helmet, so you have a shield right in front of your face, and bugs run into it.
Yep. All right. Festivus, love it. All right. Yeah, we're done. Ingestion settings. No. Live control room. There it is. See you guys later.
Let's go to the VOG Jam forums.
All right.
And see the details.
Sounds good.